What's going on, everybody in Cowboys Nation? You are now tuned in to Cowboys Cutting Up. I am J-Stogs, the buff nerd. Let's go. And of course, I'm joined by Trey Collis, host of. What are you host of?
Everything and everything.
Everything and everything.
Sideline reporter,
There you go.
uh,
Hill,
uh,
Hill
co-host of the
Country
Final
Sports.
Score, Hill Country Sports co-host.
Yeah,
Everything you need to everything,
there you go.
everything you need to know.
Everything you know, and a Cowboys fan at that.
Yes, I am a Cowboys fan. And
We're
believe it or not, this
Cowboys
is not.
fans.
You know what? Even after that horrible loss,
Oh
it
man.
still wasn't the worst thing in Cowboys history.
You know that, and
We've been
that's
through
the
some
crazy
Quincy
part.
quarterbacks.
That's the crazy part. Yo, first of all, thank you for coming in and joining us. Make sure that you like, subscribe, smash that bell so you know when Cowboys Cutting Up and all shows that are on Big Game Sports Buzz and Big Game Entertainment are on, and of course ASAP All Sports All Plays Sports Network. You can see when we're on. So happy you can join with us. Make sure that you comment. Listen, we've got a lot to cover. We want to hear what you want to say. We want to get your opinion. I mean, look, it's a bad week. Okay, it was a tough week. It was a tough week. You know, we always do the breakdown, and in the breakdown, let's go. We always start with the bathtub, right? Bathtub talk. We start at the top. So, what was the best thing of this week? What was the best thing that you saw from the Cowboys Sunday?
Well,
What did you tell me, Trey? You had one.
the defense didn't like. The defense did what we. I mean, you hold Tom Brady in that high octane
Right.
offense and all the weapons that he has on one touchdown, and that was a
One touch.
remarkable grab by Mike Evans. So
Yes.
I can't fault Trayvon Diggs for that. That was a hell. No one can guard that. I'm sorry.
No.
The
No.
defense. I mean, you hold them to field goals majority of the game. So the defense did everything I thought it was going to do. I also thought that Chris Collinsworth needs to shut his stinking mouth, even though I love him to death. But at the end of the game, it's like,
Right.
Leonard Fournette is having his way with us and everything. I'm like, dude, it wasn't until the fourth quarter after our defense has been on the field for majority of the game that he started running the ball heavy. Like, shut up. Anyway, the run defense was all right, even though they gave over 100 and some yards.
Right.
Michael Parsons was the big one to me. He showed out, got 2 big sacks.
Right.
Everything. He got cheap shot. I don't care what anyone says. That was a cheap shot that he got on him. I back Michael Parsons on that. But you know what? I'm going to go somewhere different on this. Noah Brown stood out to me. He showed up. He led the team in receiving yards, 5 receptions for 65 yards. He actually was the only one running routes and actually catching balls because Lord forbid that we saw CD Lamb not be the number 1 receiver the other night.
And we're going to talk about that.
He looked horrible. But Noah Brown, man. Noah Brown I think he's going to be your next one coming up. I think that he showed a lot of good promise right there. But besides him and Michael Parsons, that defense, I mean, they showed. And also, I got to give credit where credit is due. Tyler Smith held his own for majority of the time. He didn't get that much penalties on him. Whatever.
Right. Yeah,
so he held. I got to give him his little props. But that's it. I mean, that's all I got. I would guess you could go Brett Mahar. He actually made a field goal. I mean, other than that, nothing.
Yeah. What's up, Grandizer 12? Yes, big game. We thought so as well, but the Bucks won great. Yeah, fire the cannons, blah, 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 whatever. I mean, look, I'm with you. That defense held their own. I was impressed.
The Bucks scored 19 points. You should win the game. You
That's
hold the Bucks under 20 points.
You should win the game. You should win it, especially, and this is exactly to your point. They scored 1 touchdown, right, with that vaunted offense. They were 1-2 last year as far as points scored. So, I mean, going into this, but I knew it was going to be a low scoring game. I actually had, the Bucks winning 2018 last week. We talked about it. 1 point short from the Bucks, but heavily less than for the boys. But no, Noah Brown showed up. Again, Trayvon Diggs showed up when he needed to and when he was supposed to. So I was very happy about that, to see that the defense and they're going to shake that rust off because they didn't play preseason. but it was good to see them. I'll tell you what else I like too. Zeke running. Like Zeke ran and Zeke looked good. Well, hey, I mean,
he did look good. The new
yeah,
visor looked good on him too.
Yeah, 5 yards a carry, right? Granted, it was 10 carries, but still, close to 5 yards a carry. I mean, that has to be great. And everyone's been downing him. Oh, Zeke this and Zeke that, and he's not what he used to be. No one's ever what they used to be, and especially with all the tread that's been pulled off of him, over the years. But I love Zeke running. That was great to see. And to your point, yeah, Tyler Smith didn't look bad at all, man. He was holding his own, doing his thing, and against that defense. And you can say what you want to, but the Bucs have a very good defense, and that front seven is amazing. They're amazing, right? So there are Pro Bowl defensive players that are over there, and for not to have as many penalties, right, or to even have not as many sacks, it's good. I'm okay with that. I mean, it is what it is. So, yeah, that was that part with that, and so I was happy about that. Now to get to some things that obviously didn't work because there's a lot of them, right? It was just a whole bunch of them. Noah Brown being the man for that game. CD is not a 1. But CD is not a 1. He's not a 1. He's not. He is a very good 2. A very good 2. But he is not a 1. He's not a 1 receiver, not a number 1 receiver. Let's start there. Dalton Schultz cannot block. We've known this. This is not new. But he can't block. He cannot block. He can't. And then the play calling was okay, Trey. I'm gonna leave it to you because that's kind of where I am, and I just
okay.
It makes you scratch your head.
Okay. If anyone who's a fan of me and would see my past shows or whatever, I'm not a big Kellen Moore fan. Never have. Never. When I heard that he was head coaching material I was like, please, the Lord, someone take him. Please, someone take him. He does Boise shit or state shit that I do not like. That doesn't work.
Right.
We try these fancy things at the wrong freaking time. We're running the ball very, very well in the first quarter. Running it down, Zeke's getting 7 to 8 yards a carry, basically, it seemed like.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, like, oh, crap. Like, it gets in the little head, like, oh, crap, the media says we need to start giving Tony Pollard the ball. Okay, then hand him the damn ball. Don't do these freaking trickery plays and do all this shit. Give him the damn ball. Just give him the ball. That's not that hard. It's just hand the ball off. That's it. Now, that aside, Kellen Moore, he's not going to be the offensive coordinator for very much longer. So that's a promising right there. Because Mike McCarthy knows his job's on the line. He's going to take over. And I still don't trust Mike McCarthy. But I think he's a little bit better than Kellen Moore. I think he has to be better than Kellen Moore.
We got to think that he is, right?
Yeah. I mean,
we have to think that he is.
I mean, I'm on the fire Mike McCarthy. I was never a fan of firing Mike McCarthy to begin with. But anyway, so then going back to your CeeDee Lamb, hold the brakes a little bit, please. Hold the brakes.
Come on.
He had one drop. That was a big drop, yes. Then he had that pass interference call, mostly because he's frustrated because Dak Prescott was throwing, I don't know what the hell. He played like hell. And I'm glad that the Dallas Cowboys, I don't condone them throwing things on to Dak Prescott. I don't condone any of that behavior at the end of the game. But the fans finally realized booing him. They finally booed Dak Prescott. And I love Dak Prescott. But what we've been saying all summer long, he cannot throw these wide receivers open. He cannot do it. He pats the ball. The offensive line held up as much as they can, but he just waits. There was that one drive, I think it was late in the second quarter. They did a first down. They had 3 yards. He threw it to the flat. CeeDee Lamb was wide open and did not even try. He threw it a dart behind, I think it was Tony Pollard. So Dak had a horrible game. Dak to me looked like he was pressing too much, if that makes any sense. Like he was trying to do too much. That's exactly what it looked like. Like he was just trying to do way, way too much. And for the love of God, we do not have a deep threat. We pray to God that Gallup's knee holds up because we do not have a freaking deep threat to save our lives.
But is Gallup the guy that's going to be the deep threat? I mean, I know we have to say he has to be, but
he has been in the past, and you can't assume that he's going to be that this year coming off ACL surgery. I mean, the guy he usually takes back. CeeDee Lamb can go deep. I don't know why they don't throw the ball deep to CeeDee Lamb.
But CeeDee Lamb is also not known to be a great route runner.
Well, we saw that with the pass interference call. I've said that. Yeah, but you don't need a route runner to run past a guy and go deep and go make a play and go catch the ball with your hands. That's what he did at Oklahoma.
Well, not with this quarterback that we have because he's not a precision quarterback anyway, and he waits until you get open and then he throws the ball. And that's why Noah Brown, to me, actually excelled because it's like, okay, we're going to bracket CeeDee Lamb, which is what they did. They covered Dalton Schultz, right, coming off the line linebacker. So now you have Fukuoka was out there. So he's covered. But I mean, Noah Brown at that point, you have a safety over, right? Or a linebacker over. So yeah, I get that. But it's to me there is, and I've said this for years, and we just said it, and you just said it. He can't throw anyone open. So there's an issue. And this was before the injury. God, he looked bad. And this begs the question. Do they have to start playing these guys in preseason?
You've seen it. Well, not only the Dallas Cowboys, you saw it who lost the first, like Green Bay has not played their guys forever in preseason. Aaron Rodgers is famously known like, why do we need? I think preseason's stupid. Well, have you seen Packers' first games in the preseason? Last year they only scored 3 points, and yesterday they only scored 7. I only say 7. Cowboys only got 3, but whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
And then this is the first year Zeke never plays in preseason, which I understand which is fine.
Yeah.
And you can say what you want to about, and I thought the scrimmages would be all right. They're not game mode. They don't get to the feel of the game. They're still blowing the whistle before they get to Dak Prescott. You got to get those hits. You got to get the feel of the game. And that's what Dak looked like. He looked like he was pressing. He was hearing the noise. He was pressing.
Yeah.
He didn't get that first one series in. Look, you know who did play in preseason? Tom Brady played in the preseason.
He did.
Kirk Cousins played in the preseason. All these other quarterbacks played in the preseason. Kyle Murray did not play in the preseason. Look how bad he looked against the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying these I know you don't want to risk injury, but at the same time, that's part of the game. You have to, you don't have to play them like what they used to do. The third game was a dress rehearsal game. No, you don't have to do that. But just get 1 or 2 reps in, and then that's it.
Get a series in.
Just get something in because practice is a lot different than game time speed.
Man, get a series in. Get them going. Get the blood flowing and get the game speed. And that's my thing. Get game speed and see what it looks like. But yeah, it was just one of those things where friends and family were calling me that were Cowboys fans, and we were just like, I can't believe I'm watching this. I can't believe this is what I'm seeing. Like, I can't believe this. And it just got worse and progressively worse and worse and worse until Cooper Rush came in. And then Cooper Rush was like, hey, you know what? This looks different. It looks like he's trying to throw receivers open and put the ball downfield, which, we weren't seeing that pressure there. But again, it goes back to play calling. So here's the real question. Are they calling different plays for Dak and Cooper Rush?
I think they're calling the same plays, but I think Dak has the freedom to change the play at the line of scrimmage. I think he checks out a lot of things that were probably going to work, and he just checks out of it and does what he wants to do. That's the same thing that happened last year against Tampa Bay when they threw the ball 70,000 different times. But to me, I mean, before Dak got hurt, and we're getting this in a little bit later, it just and I tweeted this and I Facebook. It just looks like Dak's pressing. It just looks like he's trying too hard. That's exactly what it looked like to me. I think with it before his injury, I was like, you know what? It's one game. He didn't have preseason, whatever. But this is fixable. I mean, this ain't going to be the same Dak Prescott. As bad as I don't think he's the best quarterback in the league, but at the same time, he didn't look this bad. He had I think a 15 QBR rating.
15.
It was horrible. It was horrible. So I don't know. I'm disgusted by Dak's performance. I mean, you just wait all year for it, and then all of a sudden you put on that shit. I understand like a bad first half, like a bad, but then you come out at halftime and just go 3 and out. It's like, oh crap, here we go again.
Well, I mean, even if like, and we talked about this, in a green room here, in the back room, it was, the first series looked well enough, though they did not score a touchdown. They moved the ball. They looked like, hey, there was some things going on other than, a little razzle dazzle that sucked big time with the with the Boise State, thing there. It was so bad. And it looked like they hadn't really practiced that. It was like, hey, we're going to put this in the day before and let's see what happens. But, aside from that, again, you're running Zeke inside. What frustrated me was when you have Pollard pass blocking, and we know he does not do that. He does not pass block.
But he needs to learn. He needs to learn. That's one thing that's knock on him. He's a hell of a runner, a great catcher, great everything. He needs to learn if he wants to get paid. That's the one thing. I think he will, but he's got to put on some muscle.
Okay, put on muscle or just understand blocking schemes. Let's just start there.
Pick up the wrong blitzer. It's like, and then going out for a pass when the guy just comes right by you.
Yeah. Let's just start there. Just like, hey, inside out, and looking for the packages and saying, okay, hey, you know what? I need to block that guy and not block up the guy that already has 2 blockers on him. That's going to be an issue for the rest of this season, right? Where you're going to have very fast backers that are coming after you and defensive and edge rushers that the game has changed now. It's no longer the slow edge rush. These guys are fast. Michael Parsons is showing that. Von Miller is showing that. These are stand-up backers that are coming up to the line and they can run. And they will hit you hard. So this now comes to the question of, there have been rumors out there that this injury that Dak has suffered, right? He has a fractured bone in his thumb. This could take up to 6 to 8 weeks. Jerry has kind of come out, as well as others, and said, it's more like 4 weeks. We could probably get him back in 4 weeks. Should we rush him back? Should we rush Dak back, or should we say, hey, take the time, get it fixed up right, and go from there?
Well, if you listen to Mike McCarthy today, which is stupid, I don't know what. I'm sorry. I hate to be negative towards it, but whatever. Because whatever. Anyway, if you listen to Mike McCarthy today, in his press conference, he goes, the reason we put him on IR because we want to be a part of the practice team and be there on the sidelines. I'm like, shut the what? What? Okay, so here's my thought. At first, I was like, "This is like what? Like, okay, it's a 6 to 8 week injury." Because that's what I fell asleep to. I heard.
Right.
I was like, okay, Dak's out 6 to 8 weeks. And then I was like thinking to myself, I don't know if I had a dream, but I woke up early that morning. I was like, no, Russell Wilson had the same injury and he came back within 2 weeks. And then he had surgery, and then I heard Jerry Jones say this. Oh, we're not putting him on IR. He can come back in 4 weeks. And then everyone's like panicking because apparently we're all doctors now. I know exactly how the surgery went. Like we're all in the operating room. Like
right.
But then I listen to sports radio down here in San Antonio, and they have a doctor on every Wednesday on Sports Star. It's 1250 ESPN down here in San Antonio. His name is Jason Garrett, not Garrett, not the
Oh, not Captain Clapp?
Not Captain Clapp, but Jason Garrett. He's a really good doctor. He travels all around the world. He sees, and they ask him this question. He goes, well, it depends. Like if he didn't tear any ligaments in his thumb, and it's just a bone fracture, they can just put 2 screws in there, and it's just pain tolerance. Like that's exactly. So for Jerry Jones saying that, it sounds like that's what like going to surgery. That's what they told him, and I think that's what the case is. And so if he comes back in 4 weeks, like, can I be optimistic per Cowboy fan for a minute, please?
Sure. We need it.
Okay. Everyone's saying the season's over. The season's this, the season's that. It's not. Shut up. It's 1 week. Yes, all of our teams won. It's week 1. Week 1's overreaction Monday is week. I hate this. I hate this.
Overreact.
Because last year the Dallas Cowboys were Super Bowl title contenders because they barely lost to the Buccaneers. Okay. Then we found out they didn't beat up over 500 team over 500 all season long.
Yeah,
except for the Philadelphia Eagles. So it's overreaction, and then the Packers always get blown out. They got blown out 34-3, and then look what happened. They won 13 games. So yes, I know this ain't the same. I know the Dallas Cowboys offense looked bad. Okay,
they did.
So before Dak got hurt, we had them losing against the Bucs.
Yes,
loss. That's a loss. Doesn't matter how much you lost. That's a loss.
Yeah.
0-1. And then most of us probably picked the Bengals. We're getting this a little bit. Probably picked the Bengals to win, even with Dak Prescott. 0-2.
Right.
That defense can beat a New York Giants team with Danny Dimes throwing.
I think so.
So there's one.
They got to get their run defense together. They got to get their run defense together.
Their run defense is fine. They just were tired. They look good until it wasn't great, but it was he scored a touchdown. Whatever the case may be. I'm still picking the Cowboys to beat the Giants. And then we have Carson Wentz, who everyone's saying that he's back from the dead or whatever. Give me a break. He played Jacksonville Jaguars, who won 3 games, and they barely had to pull a guy had to make a miraculous catch to win that game against Jacksonville, for goodness sake, to come back from behind. I think they can beat the Commanders. There's 2-2. And then that's 3 weeks. And then the Eagles. Probably lose the Eagles. But you know what? And then we have the Rams. The
Rams looked vulnerable, though.
They did. And I think they were vulnerable all year last year. They just got hot at the right time and got lucky.
Well, they don't have Von Miller and they don't have OBJ. And so now you have Kupp, who, now, again, he's getting the CeeDee Lamb treatment where, hey, guess what? You got stacks, right? You have a safety over plus your corner. So, hey, guess what? Let's see what you got. Stat Pafford got paid, and now he's being Stat Pafford. So,
okay. So, saying all that, I still think they're going to lose to the Rams because it's in LA, whatever the case may be. I still think they're going to. Okay. So what? We're 2-3. 2-3, and then Dak comes back.
Or 2-4.
2-4, whatever. That's probably where the Cowboys. That's probably where everyone had us after this first 6 games. Anyway, it was 2-4, 3-5, whatever, or 2, whatever. I don't know how to add today, but anyway. And then the second half of the season, we have all these easy games. Not easy, but
it gets. Yeah.
Okay, for everyone saying the Eagles are the class act of the NFC East, shut up, please. They allowed 35 freaking points to Jared Goff.
They did. But everyone has said that Detroit had a great offseason.
Okay, but they still should get 35 points against that vaunted Philadelphia defense that we heard about all season long.
True.
And then
That's
the
very
Philadelphia
true.
Eagles just lost their best defensive end rusher this last week too. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
NFL is not like college football, guys. Chill out. It's any given. So we saw this last year. The Jets beat the Cowboys when they only won 2 games.
The Raiders beat the Cowboys. The Broncos beat the Cowboys when it was like, hey, there's no way they'll lose. They lost. So any given Sunday, game of inches, the whole cliche. But I think it's just the fact of there was nothing that changed from last season to this season, and the progression that we needed to see, I just don't think we have it or we had
I'm
it,
not saying
and we
we're a
missed.
better. Yeah, I'm not saying we're a better team than last year, but I still don't think the Eagles are far away. I still think the Cowboys could win this
Right,
division. I still
right.
think that. I really, really do. And for everyone who says that it's doom and gloom, it's week 1. We have 17 weeks. Dak's probably going to come back in week 5.
Mhm. Do you
And
think the Conor McGovern injury is significant?
no, he sucked anyway.
But
I
Fernando
mean,
didn't
yeah,
do.
It hurts in the death situation. Yes, of
Yeah,
course it does.
yeah.
We didn't have
Was it
much there to
Farnook?
begin with.
Farnook?
Yeah, and he played all right. I mean, with Connor,
Yeah,
but listen, we're getting Jason Peters. I know he's 40, but he's probably going to be suiting up this week or next week. So there's
probably next
another
week.
guy coming in.
Yeah.
So it's I don't know. You could probably move what's his face, Tyler Smith, back to where Connor Williams was, and put Peters on the left tackle. And
Mm-hmm.
it's a deal just because of death reasons, but not because of Conor McGregor getting hurt.
Well, McGovern has a high ankle sprain, so I think they're saying that's like 2 to 4 weeks on that one. So I think they're going to keep Farnook there, put Peters next to him, and then move him over to the right tackle. And so, which, not bad because he's still playing the tackle position. At least he's not playing the guard. He shouldn't play guard. I don't know why we're putting Tyler Smith at guard. That's just not his natural position. But if you put him there, I'm better with him playing the right tackle than the left guard. I really am. So I'm good with that. To play better. I was kind of disappointed at all the penalties in that one series alone, where it was like false start, holding, like just we got to get better, And I've been high on him since the end of last season, going into this season and preseason, and saying, "Wow, you know what? Terrence Steele has made strides. He's made strides, and he's looked a lot better." And not to say that they'll always be clean. Like there's always going to be, a penalty here or there. Fine, whatever. But don't let them be drive killing penalties, which is what was happening.
Okay, I know the Cowboys commit a lot of penalties and everything like that, but for the love of God, no one when they play Cowboys opponents don't have any penalties. Like, come on, the Buccaneers had 3 penalties all game long. 3.
But they have one could argue they have better leadership in the coaching positions.
No, give me a break. They hold there was a couple holding calls the referees missed. I mean, yes, I know everyone holds every play, but at the same time,
everybody
it's
holds.
Reputation. It's a Raider effect, right? It's the reputation.
This is big game. People did look good. Okay. All right, big game. So don't do that. I know that's big game.
Michael Parsons had 2 sacks on your love boy Tom Brady. They had a cheap shot him to knock him on his butt.
Well, that's what, and that's how they get down. So
Noah Brown looked good. Noah Brown
did look good.
Trayvon Diggs didn't let a deep ball beat him except for Mike Evans, but Mike Evans, that was a hell of a catch. You can't do it.
Look, man, it's Mike Evans, okay?
Yeah.
It's Mike Evans. It's what it is. I'm just happy that he played as well as he did and, defensed as many balls in the touchdown, right, in the end zone that he did. So I'm all to the good. I'm all to the good.
That's true. That's true.
You guys tackled each other. Yes, we did. Yeah,
we do that every year.
It's called a chip block. Isn't that outlawed?
It's a cheap. Not when it is on the offensive side, but not like it's stupid. Like he was engaged, and then when it's like he took a cheap shot, and then Michael Parsons didn't see him. I mean, give me a break.
Yeah, but you know what? That's cool.
When Von Miller comes to your effect, Von Miller comes to your defense on this Twitter beef between him and Fournette, you know that it was a
fat man Fournette, fat man thick. Yeah, man, that's what I call him.
Yes. It's legal. Yes, I know it's legal.
Yes, it is
But at the
legal.
same time, it's still a cheap shot if it's legal.
It's legal. But if you're engaged and someone else hits you, but I mean, he knocked him down. I mean, he knocked him down. He knocked him on
He
his
did
ass.
knock him down.
He knocked him on his ass. But you know what? He still was coming back. He's still a beast. And yeah, watch out for a defensive player of the year because the Watts can't stay healthy. So
he's on pace for 34 sacks this year.
The fastest to get to 15 sacks, 17 games. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. All right. Bucks are over. It's time to focus on the future. And to help us do that. Yes, kidding. He did. At the end, he did. Fat Man Lenny ran all over you at the end. To help us do that, coming straight off the birth of the young man, right? Hey, look, this is dedication right here, folks. My man is in the hospital with his lovely wife and newborn son. This is my guy right here, Man Cave, Chop Shop, the musicologist. I'm gonna bring him in here, Mr. A. Reed. What's going on, my guy? How's it going?
What's good, man? What's good? What's going down, Trey? How you doing?
Good. I want to know. I want to know, man. Your wife must be a huge football fan because there's no way in hell my wife would let me even talk about sports.
She sleep.
Man, you know what? My girl is an MVP. She is the MVP.
There you
go. So that's why I'm able to do and come over here with y'all today, man. So while we in the hospital with little man, he over here asleep. For right now, she's over here chilling. We good, man. She's the MVP.
There you go.
That's good.
There you go. Bengals Nation. Bengals Nation. Appreciate you
coming
on.
Talk to me. Who day?
Hey, man.
What's going down? What's up? Let's talk.
Look, you know what? Big game. I'm going to tell you, man, 2023, Cowboys future, whatever. This game right here. Okay, so first of all, both teams are 0-1. Let's start right there. Okay, let's start right there. Again, shout out, congrats to you, my man, A. Reed. That's from Big Game.
Most definitely Big Game. Appreciate it.
But they're 0-1. And when I said that to Trey before we came on, he just started laughing, as he's kind of laughing now. But they still have holes in that Bengals offensive line. There's still some issues that are there on the defense. Where do you see, coming off of week 1, coming into this week, concerns from the Cincinnati Bengals side?
To be completely honest, I don't have that much concern. The defense actually showed their butt off. Like the defense play. I literally watched that game from beginning to end. Defense showed up when they needed to show up. They stopped Pittsburgh how they needed to do. Shout out to Mike Tomlin and them and the Steelers. Because one thing about Tomlin, he can find a game plan for anybody that he has behind center. I mean, we talking about Mitchell Trubisky, and look how good a game Trubisky had. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, as far as everybody was talking about the O-line, you looking at the O-line, but you realize like the Bengals and Joe Burrow and them guys, they really didn't even play in the preseason. They didn't. They really took time off during the preseason. So with that being said, they were kind of they used the first game to kind of get into the fold and get into the mix, which is cool. But I mean, I'm looking at a resilient team who still had 5 offensive turnovers and still had chances to win the game. You see, people ain't telling like that's ridiculous. Usually, when you have 5 turnovers in a game, you ain't coming back.
Yeah, you don't.
There's no way.
You don't win. Yeah, you don't win.
But they still had a chance to win the game at the at the end of it. Now, granted that the place kicker got hurt. I don't know when he did. They had to put in the backup tight end. You saw the debacle of what that happened and how that happened to be. Cincinnati still could have been able to win that, I think. And they actually said that after the game, Joe Burrow just sat at his locker, didn't bother nobody. He was just kind of just chilling while everybody else was getting dressed. He was like the last one to get dressed. I think, and I'm not saying it because you guys are the Cowboys. Y'all just so happen to be the second team that we have to play. I think Cincinnati will come with a vengeance. I think they really will come down with a vengeance. I think you guys' biggest thing was losing that. Losing
I think
that.
so.
That's
Do you
that's
think?
that's
Do you think that if Joe Burrow had actually wore the fur, maybe they had a chance to win? If he would have wore the fur and the piece and chain, maybe. I don't know. I'm just,
maybe so. Maybe so,
just
but I mean, I'm looking at that wasn't the Joe Burrow that we know that
yeah.
we've seen.
And
You
I
know, the Joe
joke
that
it, yeah,
played in that first game, that wasn't him. You know,
yeah.
you
And
could
I
tell,
joke
you
you
could tell it
can.
was some rust.
Yeah.
It was some rust out there. You know, so
Yeah, and that's what we talked about. Trey and I talked about, the preseason and how you don't have your number ones playing the game on both sides of the ball and how that's detrimental. It's funny or ironic that you talk about, hey, you know what? This is just a warm-up game. Like the first game of the season is a warm-up. Not so much a warm-up, but hey, we're getting into the fold, we're getting into the rhythm. And to me, it should be, hey, first game, you should be ready to go. It's time to get there. These games count because the other part of it is, what if this is, one of the games, especially now this is a divisional game, right? Or a conference game where, hey, we need a AFC win and we didn't get it. Like if we needed an NFC win to get in a wild card, we're done, right?
right,
Because we don't have that win, right? So to me, it's one of those pieces where, this is a game where we call this a measuring stick. The Tampa Bay game was a measuring stick for us, right? This is another measure. It would have been a measuring stick for us in saying that, hey, how good are we? Is
right,
Dallas
right.
good enough? Right? Are we there? Because Jerry has stated that the reason why we didn't make the runs we did in free agency and the picks that we made was because we're where we need to be, right? Tyler Smith, we picked him first overall because, hey, he's going to eventually replace Tyron Smith, and so he's a project. Now you don't do that for a first round, but whatever. That's just what it is. But to look at Cincinnati and say, okay, this is a game that we need to show up, and this is a measuring stick to say, all right, we took the NFC's best, one of the NFC's best. Now we're going to take the AFC's best and play against them. Yeah, there was always worry. Trey and I were talking about, is this a game that Dallas, if we had all of our weapons, could we have won this game? I put that to you, Ari. Do you think if Dak was there and everyone was there, could we have had a chance to win this game?
You mean against Cincinnati?
Against who they?
I mean, man. I mean, it's still the NFL, so I mean,
Right.
either way, they still have a chance.
Mm-hmm.
They still have a chance. I mean, y'all's defense is still tough. I mean, but I mean, hell, y'all was playing against Tom Brady, and you know what Brady does to offense to defenses. I mean, so I mean,
I
that's
mean, one of the
just
quickest releases
he
in the league.
he's done it to all 32 damn teams in the league.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean,
Yeah.
that's just what it is. So I'm not necessarily saying that I think this is going to be a cakewalk for Cincinnati
Right.
against Dallas. I mean, because
Mm-hmm.
y'all got Michael Parsons, y'all got Diggs over there on that side. Y'all got some pieces that can produce and do some stuff. I just feel like that whatever that quarterback situation, man, that's what's up in the air, man. And again, and you've heard me say it,
Mm-hmm.
Stodds. I don't know what it is when you have a team like the Dallas Cowboys who look like they can be stacked from the top to the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
And these guys they should be in the
They
playoffs every
should.
year. They
Yeah.
should be. I'm literally saying it. They should be in the
Right.
talks of NFC championships every single season. Should be in there every single season. And for some
Yep.
reason, it just doesn't happen. I don't know
Right.
what's going on. I don't know if it's more of just that Jerry Jones bull crap or what it is in the locker room,
Mm-hmm.
but there's no way in hell
Right.
that team should be as turn into a laughing stock like it does. And y'all
Yes.
have pieces like crazy.
Yeah.
Y'all got pieces like crazy.
Yeah.
And all it takes is just one piece to go down, and it just seems like the whole boat just just starts to just sink, man.
When I'm looking, and so what I'm looking to see from the Cowboys on this side is because of the quarterback situation, and we didn't see this last or the year before when we had all the quarterbacks go down, but they've got to run the ball. They have to commit and stick with running the ball.
They have
if you
to.
don't do that, you will. It does several things. Number one, it keeps the ball out of Joe Burrow's hands. Let's just start right there. Right, keeps the offense off the field for as long as possible. Right, you elongate that. Okay.
Right.
The other part of it is that you wear down the defense. It happens. You wear down the defense. Zeke, to me, again, still looks good. He can run the ball. They actually ran him outside this past game. He looked good. He looked even better going inside, though, right? Getting 8 yards, 9 yards, 4 yards, right? Those are good plays. So, to me, they have to run the ball. They have to run the ball.
I agree.
Consistently and throughout the whole game and stick with it. If they're not 25 touches to 30 touches by Pollard and Zeke, preferably more Zeke than Pollard, there's no chance. There's not even, and I say no chance, but there's nothing there. We've given up.
I'm looking at Dink and Dunk because who's the quarterback? Cooper Rush.
Cooper Rush.
Yeah, I'm looking at small Dink and Dunk, 5 to maybe 10-yard passes, if anything. I mean, because y'all gonna have to pass the ball at some point in time. I think the Bengals are going in knowing that y'all are pretty much going to run probably about 85% of this game. Like, I think they know that, you know. So, and I know they're pretty much not afraid of Cooper beating them downfield or anything like that. So expect CD to be locked up. So expect other guys to be locked up. So, I mean, it's a game plan that can be executed. It's just how well will it be executed? You know?
Yeah. So. Yeah, I mean, I look for the Cincinnati Bengals to do exactly what the Tampa Bay Buccaneers did against Dak, like pretty much just play zone, like keep the because it's gonna, like you said, it's gonna be Deke and Doug. No one's gonna beat you over the top. No one's gonna, like, we don't have a deep threat. We don't have anything. But I mean, the Bengals. I mean, y'all got Collins. He didn't look particularly well. I'm sorry. I know it's first game and everything. The offensive line still, like, it's still. I know it's preseason. They didn't play, but that's still, like, you're not a little bit worried about Michael Parsons and that rush and getting, because you got the Tom Brady. Like the offensive line still kind of scares. I think that's the only key thing that's going to keep this game close. But I'm with you with the Bengals. I'm with you with the Bengals. They have 5 turnovers. They had Mike Tomlin's a hell of a coach. He's never had a losing record in his career. He knows how to scheme. So that if you had a good loss, that's a good loss on your week 1, even though it was against the division opponent. But that offensive line it still kind of scares me if I'm a Houday Nation. But I think they can correct it. Like you said, it's the first week overreaction Monday. But I just wonder if you're just worried about that.
Yeah. I mean, shit. After seeing Joe go down, after, you know, I think that was his second year. No, rookie year. Rookie year. When he went down, with that knee injury. So, of course, man, my biggest concern, anytime he gets a sack, I'm scared. Anytime he gets sacked, I'm damn near scared. And I mean, shit, I watched that game and I saw TJ Watt going through that damn hole, like just lighting them up and all sorts of stuff. So, you know, so I mean, shit, if TJ can do it, shit, Micah can do it.
Yeah, and Tank, you got Tank Lawrence that can come off, and so, you know, what I really want to see also is Trayvon actually locking up with Jamar Chase. Like, I want to see him locking up most of the game with him. Not to
that'd be very interesting.
Taking away, you know, anything from, but I think, and Kurtz got hurt as well. Didn't you right? He got Kurtz got hurt as well. So you know, there's some piece now. They can bring Bill in and move some pieces around to kind of, you know, move some other people. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be a chess match between that offense and that defense. Mainly Dallas's defense against Cincinnati's offense. Again, if Dallas can keep, you know, Joe off of the field, we stand a better chance
But
by running it, but
you
we don't
talk
have
about the
play
Dallas.
action.
You talk about Dallas's run game. Cincinnati's run game has a better running back than what Tampa Bay did in Joe Mixon. You saw what he
I
did
love
against
Joe
that
Mixon.
Pittsburgh. I do too. He's on my fantasy
I
league.
love
I
Joe
love Joe
Mixon.
Mixon.
And you know what? I love the running scheme, Joe Mixon and P. Ryan.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
what Joe Nixon have? 165 yards rushing last week against a
Yeah.
great defense and against that great Pittsburgh defense.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's the thing that's going to scare me. Like Bengals could easily just run the ball all day and tire our defense out too. And that's exactly what's probably going to happen. I mean, yeah, you can throw it to Jamar Chase and all your weapons on the outside, but I mean, one way to settle that defense down, like a lion, like Michael Parsons, run the ball, and who better to do than Joe Mixon.
Yeah, true. My man Ray, was good to see you here. You know what? Week 1 was epic. To put it though with what my man A. Reed said, it did feel like it was a dress rehearsal for all the starters, right? They finally got in, they finally got a chance to play. This season to me though does seem more like there's going to be more polarity. You're going to see, like, and especially in the NFC, you don't really know who's going to come out of the NFC per se.
Oh, sucks. It sucks,
well,
dude. The NFC sucks this year.
Man, I mean, really.
It does.
Really.
In the only part that like I'm looking at AFC, like, well, hell, you could realistically have 2 to 3 teams out of the AFC West.
I think the AFC is a 3-horse race from what I saw.
Yeah, I mean Buffalo, Kansas City, and
Cincinnati.
Chargers.
No, I think Cincinnati. I think Cincinnati has all the weapons that they need. I think the only thing that scares me is that offensive line. They can shore that up. I think they can make a run. I really do, because I love their head coach. I love their running game. They have the receivers at Jamar Chase. You have the weapons on the outside. You have Joe Burrow, who's not afraid to sling it, and he can throw wide receivers open, unlike the Dallas Cowboys.
He can.
If we had an O-line, y'all, if Cincinnati had this much more of an O-line,
exactly.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They was close to winning.
And I put that
and
out
the referee's
where,
going to call holding call. I'm not going.
Well, look,
I mean,
dude, that was a bad call. That was
when you're the home team and you playing in SoFi in the Super Bowl. I mean,
look, it is what it is. It's they pick. I won't say they pick and choose, but it's when the eye catches it. And there you go.
So Jay, you really think that from all the games we saw, I know it's only week 1.
Yeah,
I don't trust the Chargers. They're like the Dallas Cowboys or the AFC. They're gonna falter at the end. They always do.
They always falter like come playoff time.
Yes,
come by like the end of
Appreciate
the season, 16, 17
weeks.
Yeah,
or maybe that first round.
Yeah,
the Chargers fall off. They just find a reason to fucking fall off. Yeah,
and then Baltimore. All you gotta do is stop Lamar Jackson from running. I mean, he cannot throw.
But Lamar Jackson doesn't want to run though. He doesn't want to run.
He's not a thrower either. He's not. He can throw a deep ball every now and then, but he
can throw the ball.
He's not accurate.
But the other part too is this is a contract year, so if he runs and gets hurt, this is bad news. This is bad news for him.
It's a 3-team race.
But I don't know. I would even say 4. I'd put Cincinnati in there, of course. So, I think Chargers, you can't discount the Chargers because, they do have,
I feel you, Trey.
Okay.
I feel you, Trey.
Okay.
I feel you, though.
Until they prove me.
You can. You're right. Until proven wrong. But when proven wrong, I don't want to hear nothing. Just like, I told you.
I'm a told you the last game of the season. A tie gets them in, and they call the timeout when they're right.
I'm a told you guys. I'm a told you so guy. So I want you to know this. Reed knows this. I'm a told you so guy. And when it happens, because all I'm saying is they can get into the playoffs. I don't. After that, it's what it is. But I am a told you so guy. Yeah. And yeah, you're right. That's why they need to play in the preseason. But when they get in, right, because, again, you look at the AFC, you have AFC South. They're horrible.
No team won.
So we can only their divisional winner will win, right? Oh, they're the only ones that'll get in, and they'll be like the year that the Cowboys got in because the rest of the division sucked. Right now, I think they're like 8-8 or 8-9 or 9-8 or something. 9-7. It was very bad. Like they almost had a losing season. Right. So you have that. AFC East. I mean, you got Miami and what else?
I don't trust Miami.
No, yeah, I don't trust Miami like that.
I don't
But
trust
who
Miami.
else you got?
Buffalo.
Who else
That's
you got?
Yeah, Buffalo. Buffalo running that division.
Okay.
They're running
Buffalo,
that division.
Bad. You're right, Buffalo. I put them in a whole sphere. So whole different sphere. But yeah, AFC.
Well, let me put you this one. Look what the Cleveland Browns record is going to be when Deshaun Watson gets back. That defense is legit. Could be legit.
It can be.
If they make the playoffs, they can make a little run with Deshaun Watson. I'm just saying. I'm not saying they're a threat. I'm just saying they can make a little bit scary if Deshaun Watson's
folks,
there.
This is what happens when you invite people from different divisions into your house. And now instead of talking NFC and NFC East and the Cowboys, you talk AFC East. Look, let's wrap this up with this. So, my favorite part of the show that Trey always says, he says, you never tell me about this. And I always tell him about this every week. We do this every week. We call this Legend of the Star, where we talk about or we bring up a star, a Cowboy player of the past that we like to watch. And Trey reminded me, well, you're a little bit older, so you have more players to pick. Thanks. YouTube guy. So what we're going to do is we're going to let our guests go first. Hey, Reed, I know you don't know about this, but hey, who was one of your favorite Bengals player that you like to watch? They don't have to be in a Hall of Fame or anything like that, but who was one of the ones that you were like, oh, that's my favorite player? I'm putting you on the spot. I know this.
Bengals wise. Oh, hell no. No, not Cowboys. I could go with Rudy. I could go with Rudy Johnson. I could go with Chad Ochocinco. I can even go with Hushmanzada.
TJ was a good one.
But one guy that I really did like when I started following them was Corey Dillon.
Oh, yes.
Really liked Corey Dillon.
I forgot about him.
Loved his grit. Loved his grit as a running back. Loved it.
Now look.
Loved it.
You get the concept of that segment. Thank you so much, sir. Corey Dillon is a great choice. That's great. I liked Corey Dillon. I like watching Corey Dillon. I like watching the Bengals. It was with the Red Rider, AJ Dalton and
Red Rifle, baby. TCU
you know what I'm saying? Chad
I still like him. So
yeah, Keo Spikes for sure. Dude, he was dope. And of course the original Icky Woods, you know what I'm saying, with the Icky Woods shuffle. I mean, that's everybody knows who that is. And if you don't, he has a great commercial and we talk about that. But yeah, Icky Woods.
Cold cuts, baby.
Woo! Dude,
I love that commercial. Love that commercial.
So I mean, yeah, that definitely was one. I can tell you though, from the Cowboys standpoint, for me, it was Mark Tuinei. I liked watching Mark Tuinei. Okay, I like nasty dudes. I like the trenches. Anybody in the trenches, I'm for you. And Mark Tuinei was one of those guys, a nasty guy that just like, hey, I'm going to pancake you. I'm going to put you down. And then that's it. That's all it is to it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Icky Woods for sure. Trey, it's your turn. You've had all week. You've had 6 days for this.
Listen.
Every week.
Because me personally, I want to go like deep in but the Cowboys in the 90s, like everyone, like, you know what I mean? But I'm going to give you one and hear me out on this.
That's a good one too. Eric Williams is a good one too.
I'm going.
Anthony Munoz was there.
Dang.
Big game is coming with it. Cornell, thank you so much, sir.
I'm going. I hate doing this, but I love watching him play. Felix Jones.
Wow.
I just like the way he ran fast. I didn't think he was any good. I like watching him play.
Clutch the pearls. Okay, Felix Jones.
Well, because is
that the one that got caught? That's the one that got caught.
Yeah.
Oh my God, the one that got caught stealing perfume or whatever it was.
No, that was damn it, who was
that? Was Barber, wasn't it?
No, it was
rest in peace, Barber, but still.
No, you're right. It was, what was his name? I know who you're talking about.
I do too. It wasn't McFadden. Yeah. It wasn't.
No. It wasn't McFadden. I can't remember his name.
Well, next week we'll come back with that. As a matter of fact, in the comments, hey, make sure you put that. If you know, put it down. That boy right there. Oh Lord.
Felix Jones. I give you that.
Listen,
Felix Jones.
You know, he downgrades me on this segment, but the last 3 times I gave you 3 great ones that you like.
You did.
My God! So
you did.
Don't say I just don't.
You know, yeah, but it like I'm like, hey man, you know, Legend of the Star coming up. Oh, you know, I'm busy.
If I was gonna say anybody on the Cowboys, it had to be probably like Darren Woodson.
I like, you know, and that's a great one.
It is, but I see
why he never got on the Ring of Honor, I don't know.
Same reason Jimmy Johnson's not on the who. It's Jerry, man. He picks and chooses who he likes. That's who it is.
Darren Woodson should definitely be on there.
No, I agree.
I agree.
You
know, and there should be no beef with Darren Woodson. Darren Woodson was one of the last hard-hitting, come on, punch in the mouth safeties that could somewhat cover and do everything that you needed him to do. Like, I love Darren Woodson. Come on.
I did too.
Yeah. Darren Woodson, that's my guy all day, every day. That's for sure. Well, look, I've got to thank my guy, A. Reed, the musicologist.
We're not doing predictions?
Yeah. Oh, you know what? We didn't do it last week. Thank you. We're doing it this week. Predictions, who you got, and what's the points. We're going to let A. Reed go first. I think I already know what he's going to pick.
Ooh. Of Cowboys Bengals?
Yeah, what's the score? Just give us the score.
28-10.
Ooh.
28-10.
Cincinnati.
Okay, I was going to say, is that Cincinnati? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, 28-10, Cincinnati.
What you got? Man, those
do Cowboys get extra
What's
points?
Up,
does Dallas get extra points for getting the red zone this week? Like, could we get an
No.
extra 3 points or something? Because
our kickers should give us at least 3 if they're in the red zone, right?
Well, I'm just saying Dallas didn't make the red zone all game. I'm just saying that.
Yeah,
but anyway, actually, I think it's going to be closer than the experts think. I'm pulling Lee Corso up. But I still think the Bengals are going to win. I think the Bengals pull away. I think it's 31-17.
Oh.
Okay. I
don't think it's going to be that high. I don't think it's going to be that high for the Bengals. I think the defense has shown us what they are and how they can do it, especially against old man Tom. I believe in Trayvon. And I believe in Micah. And I think this defense is that good. So I'm actually going to go odd numbers here, but I think it'll be 26-6.
Dallas has to score another touchdown. No more touchdowns.
Can't see it, man.
Do we at least get in the red zone?
Can't see it, man. Hey, Q, I appreciate you, man. Look, them trick plays, though, they got to do better with them, man. That mess they had last week. Oh, good God. That was so bad that when he flipped it to him because he got scared. And that part right there with CD flipping the ball. Look, fam, cousin. Hey, I'm having faith.
I still have Dallas winning the East.
I have faith.
How much faith I have.
But you know, here's the thing, and this is my fam right here, and I love her, and she gonna be in town to watch the game with us. I'm an optimistic realist when it comes to this thing.
Yeah,
I hope for the best, but I understand where we are. Okay,
gotta be.
Our offense cannot generate the numbers. So our defense has to do it. Our defense has to do it. For you, Marva, that's my head prediction. My heart prediction, here you go. You ready? Here's my heart. Here's what my heart says. My heart says 27-17 Cowboys way. That's what my heart says. Turpin is going to return one for a touchdown, and that defense is going to get 2 pick sixes. 2.
Anything is possible. Anything is possible.
That gets you 21 points. That gets you 21 points. So guess what? That's still 2 field goals.
Yeah. But here's the thing. I think Joe Burrow and the Bengals gave away all their turnovers last week. I was watching that game. I'm like, no, look, say something for this week.
Hey, I'm saying there's something there. There's something there that Dan Quinn is a smart coach, and he can pick that up. And if he can pick that up, which I think he can, there you go. There you go. That's how you get McCarthy out. Dan Quinn will be eventually the head coach of this football team.
Okay, but is Joe Burrow going to be the best player on the field Sunday?
Yes.
No.
On both sides.
Joe Mixon will be.
No, Michael Parsons.
I think Joe Mixon. Joe Mixon.
Michael Parsons, I think, is one of the best. Well, that's bro. He's always said he was sacked 71 times last year. It will continue this year. Remember, they have Lyle Collins now.
That's true.
Cornell, leave it alone. Leave it alone. How many times was he say, leave it alone, bro?
He was sacked a lot.
It was rusty. It was rusty. It was rusty.
And they were rusty all
season. I don't think he'll get sacked as many times as he did last year. Not this season. Not this season.
It was, you know what? I'll agree with that because that was a lot. That was too much.
Yeah.
I mean, 71. That's in the regular season. That's just a lot. But no, that's what my heart says, cousin. That's what my heart says, fam. You know what I'm saying? Cowboys Nation. That's where I am. 27-17. We're gonna get them 3 scores off the defense, and we're gonna kick them 2 field goals. That's gonna get us 27. And if we can score 27, we can beat them Bengals. We can beat Who They Nation.
Who they say gonna beat them Bengals?
Cowboys.
Ain't the Cowboys.
Hey, again, Reed, thank you again for coming in, man. I know you got some projects that are coming out. Make sure that you check them out on Amazon. Hey, there's the boy.
Congrats, man. That's awesome. Best feeling in the world right there.
You know what I'm saying? Look, hopefully, he'll be a Cowboys fan, but I know he'll be a Bengals fan.
No. He already got Bengals stuff lined up for him. Bengals stuff.
Hey, look, he can be a Bengals fan as long as he's not a Cowboys hater. We don't need any more of those.
He won't be.
Okay.
He'll be like
Appreciate that.
He'll be like me.
Appreciate that. Hey, man. Peace out to you, my guy.
Y'all take.
All right.
Okay.
Again, you can check him out. Reed, he's got some stuff on Amazon, the music colleges for sure. I'm J-Stogs, the Buff Nerd. Of course, you can catch me on Big Game Entertainment whenever we're having our shows, whenever we get back to it. Trey Collis, the man on the sidelines, Hill Country Sports, and doing all kinds of stuff on radio, doing this thing. Uvalde Strong. I will say that was a great thing, a great gesture that the Houston Texans did for those guys down there.
And how do they repay them? By blowing a 17-point lead.
What's the Texans, man? Yo, Q, appreciate you coming in. Appreciate everybody coming in, and of course commenting. We're here every Wednesday, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. But thank you so much. We are Cowboys cutting up. Yeah.
Peace.
Let's go.